In May 2008, Dr. Finkelstein was detained when he arrived at Ben Gurion Airport in Tel Aviv and interrogated by the Shin Bet for 24 hours, deported and banned from entering Israel for 10 years.
I'm Alan Dershowitz, and in my new book, The Case for Israel, I try to make the progressive case for a two-state solution, and I insist that when the Palestinian leadership really wants a Palestinian state more than they want to see the end of the Jewish state of Israel, this century-long conflict, which could have been resolved long ago, will finally be resolved.
I'm Norm Finkelstein. I read Alan Dershowitz's book twice. I carefully checked the sources, and it's my impression that the book does raise serious questions about his academic integrity, his intellectual honesty, and raises serious questions about whether he's even qualified to teach at Harvard University.
Well,
Today, a debate.
Mr. Finkelstein, I'd like to ask you a question about something that you have said in a past lecture. You say in May 8, 2005 lecture at the University of Illinois that Alan Dershowitz's book, The Case for Israel, is sheer, unadulterated, from the first uppercase letter to the last period, a complete fraud. However, the New York Times said about the same book that Dershowitz knows how to construct an argument, especially effective at pointing out the hypocrisy of many of Israel's critics. This book is also praised by the Washington Post, London Times, Jerusalem Post, and Haaretz. Can you please explain how you and the Times came to such different conclusions about the same book?
Well, that's a perfectly reasonable question. And here I would say that each person has to use his or her own judgment, his or her own reasoning faculty. I reached my conclusion after reading the book carefully several times. I probably read it more times than Professor Dershowitz read it. And I examined the sources, checked the citations, and I reached the conclusion the book was a complete fraud.
2006, you want to pretend it's Hezbollah that's causing the trouble? No, there will be another war, and the destruction will probably be 10 times worse, maybe even more, than July 2006, because Israel is determined with the United States to put the Arabs in their place and to keep them in their place.